I have a 16-year-old Thoroughbred. In the past, I would take him out riding, but he would play up as we'd be leaving the yard. I then found out he had stomach problems, so I would get off him. Now, he's fine physically, but he still plays up as he has learned that I would get off him. How do I stop this? He jumps around and turns back.
In your case here, with your Thoroughbred, there's a couple of things. You hit the nail on the head when you said he realized that when he acted up, and he got silly, that you were going to get off of him. So you nailed it, okay? So that's why this got started, but that doesn't help you fix it. The next part of your question that gives me a little bit of a clue is you said that he'll kind of jump up, wheel around, and want to go back. And you said this starts when you're trying to ride him out of the yard. So with that being the case, what you need to do is I wouldn't try to ride him out of the yard. I'd go ride him all around the yard, go ride him around the barn, work his feet where he wants to be. So when you go to ride out of the yard, it's frustrating, but it's one of the nice things about horse training. Horses are like the worst poker players in the world. There's no bluff. They don't hide anything. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, it's written all over the face, the things that they want to do to you. In this case, you want him to leave the yard. He's making it painfully obvious to you by kind of jumping up and wheeling around. I don't want to leave the yard. So great. Make your idea look like it's his idea. So here's what you do. I want you on the ground or under saddle, okay? I want you to go put his feet to work where he wants to be. So the next time you go to ride him away, I want you to put your hand down in the center of his mane and see where he wants to go. Because when he wheels around like that, he will go somewhere if you let him. When he gets back, like let's say he goes to the barn door. As soon as he gets to the barn door, I want you to pressure his feet right there. Go hustle him around. You got to at least do this at the trot. Depending on your facilities and what you can do, you may not be able to lope. If you can lope, that's even better. It'll work a lot faster if you can lope. And I want you to go circle him, serpentines right outside of the barn. If you got a barn wall that's safe and got a bunch of wire and stuff hanging off of it where he could get hurt, go do some rollbacks upside the barn wall, okay? Anything to hustle his feet and pressure him where he wants to be. Then I want you to trot him back out to that same location, trot him or canter him back out to that same location where he started acting up, and I want you to stop him, stand there and let him rest. Don't flex him, don't do anything, just stand there and let him rest. I want you to rest him there for a few minutes or until he goes to walk off to the barn on his own, whatever happens first, okay? So let's say 5 minutes or until he walks off on his own. He probably will. He'll probably walk back to the barn. Are you going to let him? Absolutely, you're going to let him. You're going to let him walk right back to where he wants to be. Again, if he changes locations, he moves over his buddy's pens over here beside the barn or his buddy's pens over there beside the yard, go put his feet to work there. Wherever he wants to be, that's where you're going to pressure him. What we're going to do is we're going to make your idea look like his idea. You're making the wrong thing difficult, giving me a fit in the yard and not wanting to leave, and the right thing easy, which is, why don't we walk out of the yard and go out on the trail like I want you to, okay? But the last thing you want to do is when he doesn't want to leave that barn is try to fight that. Try to start kicking and spanking and getting ugly with him, because that's when you get these horses, they're running backwards, they're rearing up, they're wheeling around, and it just starts getting very dangerous for you, okay? Sometimes you got to go do this on the ground. You got to go take him back over there and do some lunging. Stage 1, stage 2, a lot of change directions, a lot of hustling, trotting, cantering, pressure, pressure, pressure. And then when you're ready, start lunging him further and further away from the barn. Just keep working your way out away from the barn. Don't stop moving his feet though. Keep lunging him until you get out in the location where you want to try it. Let's just say that's 100 feet away from the barn. That's 100 feet out into the yard, and rest him there. I'm going to repeat this 7 or 10 times, and every time I'm going to get a little further away, a little further away, a little further away. And what starts to happen is you've turned the area where he wants to be into pressure, losing weight, hustling. Horses are naturally lazy creatures, meaning they want to put in as little work as they can get away with. So if he realizes that, hey, where I think I'm going to get a release of pressure, it's not a release at all. It's push-ups, crunches, hustling, losing weight, getting sweat on my neck. That's not fun. And then every time I walk out there where I don't want to be, she leaves me alone. Before too long, you won't be able to hardly get him back to the barn. You do this every day for a month, he won't want to go to the barn ever again, okay? I don't expect you to do it that much, but I'm going to do it until when I put my hand down and ask him to walk off, I don't feel any desire to want to walk back there. I want to feel that I don't care where you want to go. I'll go back to the barn if you want to, if you say so, or I'll walk out if you say so. I don't want nothing to do with that barn anymore, okay? So, a couple of things with this. This is not going to work if you don't hustle his feet. If you take him back to the barn and you walk him around, or you take him back in the yard and you walk him around, this is not going to work whatsoever. It's going to, when I say it won't work, you'll just be dead before it works, okay? Preferably, I'd have you doing this at the canter, okay? If you don't have a place where you can canter, or you're not comfortable to canter, at least do it at the trot. At least make him long trot. The more you trot him around and hustle him, and the more you change directions, the quicker this is going to happen. Next thing, this is not a one and done. You got to do this long enough until he starts realizing where I want to be is pressure. It's uncomfortable over there. Where you want me to be is a release of pressure. And before too long, him going outside and walking out of your yard looks like his idea. It looks like something, and that's what I want him to think, by the way. I want your horse looking at you like, this woman's not real bright. When I just walk out of the yard, she just doesn't do anything. She just totally leaves me alone. I don't even think she knows what she's doing. That's what I want him to think. I want him to think he's getting away with murder when he trots out of that yard, okay? So you got to go repeat this 10, 15 times. It may be more. You may have to do this 10, 15 times a day for 7 days in a row if the problem is really bad. I will say, typically the older the horses get, okay, you said in this case your thoroughbred is 16, okay? The older the horses get, the more hard-minded they get. And what I mean by that is they just get more set in their ways. It's not that they're harder to train. Young horses are not brighter than old horses. They don't have as much baggage. They don't come with 16 years of habits, okay? They don't come with 16 years of I've seen all kinds of tricks and I know how to get around people and I'm pretty slick about this and I know my way around a person and I know how to get out of things. When you start a young horse, they don't know that kind of stuff unless you teach it to them. So it's not that he's going to learn slower because he's dumb or he can't figure it out. It's that don't be surprised if he keeps trying you for several days in a row like this, because he still thinks, you know what, I've won this game before. I can find a way out of this. I've gotten out of this before, and I've tried some different strategies. So do not be surprised if this doesn't work overnight. If it were me and I was sitting here going to be your coach, I'd have you do this 7 or 10 reps of this every ride, and I'd have you do that for 7 days straight. If you do that for 7 days straight, this problem should never come up again. I hope this helps you out.
Take your horsemanship to the next level. The No Worries Club Premium membership is your ultimate portal to complete your horse training. You'll have access to Clinton's complete training library, thousands of hours of step-by-step instructional videos. You'll master all aspects of horsemanship, from fundamentals to trick training. You'll have access to our exclusive social network that connects you with thousands of dedicated horsemen from around the world. You'll have the method available wherever you are and accessible through the web, your phone and tablets, or your favorite streaming devices. You'll receive 8 all-new training videos per year and the quarterly No Worries Journal, as well as access to the ever-growing video library, Q&As, performance horse series, blogs, and more. But that's not all. You also get free tickets to walkabout tours and priority access to the latest news coming from Down Under Horsemanship. Not to mention VIP pricing on all of Clinton's must-have training tools. So what are you waiting for? Unlock the ultimate access and jumpstart your training program today.